Hello everybody, so in today's video I'll be showing you how you can make items that when you're holding them do a different amount of damage or give you a certain stat. In this tutorial we'll be doing just a certain amount of damage. I'll be also be showing you how you can utilize that in a fighting like a monster NPC. But yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. So first we're gonna set up a poison loop. Like in the info card on the top right to the official video I made on poison loops if you want a better understanding of how they work and more detail about them. But basically what this will do will allow us to check if the player is holding the sword every second. So let's get right into that. First we're gonna go to the housing menu, go to house settings, go to PvP. Oh my god, PvP and damage settings. Make sure that the poison/wither damage is set to on. This is very important for the poison loop. And then we're going to go to event actions, player join, add action, apply potion effect. The potion effect will be poison. Make sure the duration is 2 million, meaning that as long as they're in the house, they'll have the effect. Set the level to 10 and turn on override existing effects. Now, if your house has respawning, so players can die, I'd recommend also putting this inside of the respawn event, so when they die, they don't lose the effect, and they'll get it back when they respawn. Same thing again, override existing effects. Okay, so now when we join the house, we should have the poison effect, and if you want to, again, watch the video if you want more information, but we're just going to skip by that. But now we're going to go to event actions, player damage, add action, conditional. Inside the conditional, we're going to do the damage cause. If the damage cause is the poison effect, then we're going to go to the if actions and cancel the event. This will allow us to not actually take damage from the effect, and then we can run code after this. Okay, so next we're going to make a new function. We'll just call this calculate items, and then we're just going to create that. And then here we're going to want to add a new action, change player stat. We'll just call it damage, just for that, like, I feel like that makes sense. We're going to set it to 1. Now, the reason we're doing 1, I'm just going to set it to 2 and then go back because it doesn't let you. So the reason starting to 1 is if they're not holding anything, we want them to at least have 1 point of damage so they're not just hitting something and doing 0 damage. But yeah, so that's how we give them the original damage. And now what we'll do is add an action, a conditional. And actually, let me get an item real quick. Okay, so I have my item. I have a diamond sword, and basically all it does is, well, nothing at the moment. We have to code it. But in the lore, it says this sword does 10 damage. So now if we go to the housing menu and back to the function we created, inside the conditional, we can add a new condition. Has item. The item will be the test sword. Where to check, we can just set that to hand. Now you can do this with armor, you can do this with like pets in your hotbar, or just anything in your inventory, but we're just going to show in this tutorial damage with a sword. If you were to do something like armor with health, you can have it, instead of setting the damage or the health, or damage to 1 at the beginning, you can set like health to 3, so they have a minimum. If they have a piece of armor, we can increase it, which I'll show you in a second. So now we're going to go back, go to our if actions, and change player stat damage, damage, and then increase it by 10 because that's how much the sword does. And then now we're going to go back, and back again to our event actions, player damage, inside the conditional where we test if it's poison and then cancel it. We want to trigger our function, which is the calculate items. Okay, so we're going to rejoin the house real quick just so we can get that poison effect, and to prove that we don't take damage, we can go into survival, and yep, we're not taking any damage. But now, okay, I just realized I lost the sword when I did that. Okay, so I just quickly spawned the sword again. If you want to prevent something like that, if you're having that issue, go to house settings, go to PvP and damage settings, and make sure keep inventory is on. Okay, so now for in survival, we hold the item, we will have 10 damage added to our stat. Now you can't see this because I don't show it anywhere, so I'm going to quickly show you how you can display this information to your player. Okay, so let's just make a new function. We're just going to call it action bar because that's where we'll show the information. And then we'll create a new action side of this, display action bar, and we'll just, using color codes, a red damage text, and then maybe in a darker red, we will say stat.player/damage. If you're not comfortable with the new placeholders, I'll put a link in the description to information about them. Basically, they changed how the stuff is formatted. Basically, what this means is this is our player stat. We put the slash and then the actual ID of the stat. Okay, so we have our action bar set up now. If we go to the house settings, event actions, player damage, inside the conditional, we can add our another function, and this is our action bar. And now, as you can see at the bottom, we have it display our damage stat. And now if we hold our item, we will have 10 damage added on, equaling to 11. So now, if you stop holding it, hold it again, stop holding it again. But yeah, so that's a very simple way on how we can make items give a stat while you're holding them. Okay, so now we're going to go into how you can make an NPC with this, where when the player clicks it, it'll take away the amount of damage that they have. Now this is pretty self-explanatory, but I wanted to make this tutorial since a lot of people asked about this. Basically, it'll be a similar way to how I did it in Dungeon Simulator, if you remember my old house. But instead of being for dungeons, it'll be like for an open world RPG game, I guess you could say. Anyways, we're just going to right into it. I'll give you an example real quick right now. Okay, so as you can see, I created this little test monster. Basically, he just has the name test monster. It displays how much health he has, so 25, and then the heart symbol, which I'll put down in the description if you want to copy and use for yourself. It's an NPC with the just zombie skin. Basically, when we left-click him, he will say, "You are now fighting this monster." If we click him again, it'll say monster health 24 to 25. Click him again, it'll just constantly go down. Now we can also use our test sword, as you can see, down to 8. Monster killed, nice job. And we get a reward, which is randomly selected out of like 3 items. So if we just kill him normally, as you can see, we can left click him. But we can also use the sword to do like a lot more damage. We can spam hit him. And we are getting items that I randomly just chose. And yeah. So I'm going to show you how to do this now. We're just going to get right into it. So basically, what we're going to do is go to the house menu, go to items, go to NPC. And once you grab the NPC, we're going to want to just place him down. And here he is right here. We're going to shift right click to open the menu. And we can change his skin, his name to whatever, but I'm just not going to show that because it's kind of useless. We're going to go click actions, and here's the actual tutorial part on how to make him. So first we're going to add a conditional. Inside the conditional is the player stat requirement. Inside the player stat requirement, we're going to write current fight. You can say this whatever. I'm going to explain this real quick. The reason we're doing this first part is if you have multiple NPC monsters, something that can happen is they could fight a super easy monster that does like no damage to you, doesn't take that long to fight, and then go to one that's really overpowered, gives some really good rewards, and they can kill it instantly because you had the health of the last one transfer over to the new one. We don't want that, so we're gonna have it test to see if you are currently fighting this monster or not. So if you're currently fighting is equal to 1, so basically we're just going to give this NPC the ID of 1. If we make another one, we're going to call it 2, another one 3, etc. So that's it for the conditions. Now we're going to go to if, add action, change player stat, current fight. So that means they are not currently fighting them, so now we're going to set it to 1, which is the NPC's ID. And then we'll just send a message, you are now fighting this monster. Okay. Then we're going to want to set the stat of the monster, so monster HP, and then we'll set it to 25 because that's how much we want the monster to have for health. And then we're going to want to exit out of this code, so we're going to click on this right here. So basically, this is testing if the NPC is currently being fought. Otherwise, it'll set the value to whatever, but if they are, then it will skip by this and go to the next code, which I will add here. So change player stat, monster HP, subtract or decrement, wait, I'm just going to say subtract, the amount. Now we can have a set value for this, but if we want to use the damage from earlier in the tutorial, we can do stat.player/damage, and then end it off with the parentheses, or sorry, the, what are those, percent signs. And then we can just display a title to show like how much damage we're doing or how much the monster currently has. So we'll just say do some colors, monster health, stat.player/monster HP, so it'll display the monster's current XP. And then we'll just use a color code to make a gray slash, and then we'll do the consistency, the green health, and we'll just say their max HP, which was 25. Okay, so now we can do any other effects that we want to happen when the monster is being hurt. For example, we can add a play sound. I just have a specific one I remember. It is the... Okay, where is it? It's a zombie... Okay, we're just going to do zombie pig hurt because I can't find the actual zombie hurt sound. And so these are what will happen when we hit the monster. And now we're going to test if we killed the monster, meaning their health is less than or equal to 0. make a new conditional for conditions, add the condition, player stat requirement. If the monster HP is less than or equal to 0, that means the monster is dead. So inside here, we're going to want to just tell the player it's dead. So maybe add a title, make it monster killed, and then go back. And then we're going to want to reset the health of the monster. So change player stat, monster HP, set that to 25. And then we're going to want to go to the else actions. Now this happens if we have not killed the monster, or we'll just have it exit the code. What this will do is not run anything after this. The reason for this is maybe we want to have it give the player some items, so we can add an action, random of action. We'll just add give item, maybe just the emeralds, maybe the golden apples, and maybe just say just a text, yay. And basically what will happen is this will run after, assuming that the monster is killed. Okay, so that should be it. Now if we just throw this out of our inventory so we can tell when we get a new item, we can hit it normally. Okay, so I made a mistake. 1 second. Current fight equal to 1. Current fight set 1. Oh, okay, so I made a mistake. The code we put into if, we're just going to want to get rid of this. Again, this is in the first conditional. I accidentally put it in the if. I'm super sorry about that. We're going to put this in the else. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly do that. Basically what we did was I'll just do that real quick. We want to set the current fight, set to 1. Send the chat message that you are now fighting this monster, and set the monster HP, set that to 25, and then just exit out here. Again, sorry about that. Basically the first one, make sure the code is in the else, and if just has no actions. So now if we fight him, we can left click. As you can see, he will take the default 1 damage that we have as a base stat. If we hold the diamond sword, he will take 11 damage. Monsters killed, we get 5 emeralds as a random reward. I'll just click this a few times. We got the text, we got the emerald, got the text again, the golden apples. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this helped out with your house. I'm looking forward to see what you guys do with it. I would love to see what you do with it. So if you want, you can join the Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Make a forum post in there, or just send a chat message what you did with it. Yeah, I'm looking for more tutorial ideas. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I do stream every Saturday, reviewing your guys' houses. So if you are available during those days, I stream starting from around 4 to 6 p.m. and I go about for an hour, EST time. But yeah, so if you're there, pop in, say your username. I'll check out your house, give you some tips. And yeah, that's about it. I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you can, and subscribe to help you. Thank you very much.